Nice to see some folks here already. Waiting patiently. Hopefully worth the wait. So I'm just gonna set it up here, make sure that I can see everything and everyone. Hello, hello, hello. This is indeed the Maneli Jamal Show here on YouTube and Facebook. I'm doing two things again, like I did last time, trying to coordinate both Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Give me one sec. Just getting a bit of a feedback loop there. But I am back, indeed. So I did a live stream earlier today for a Facebook group called Fingerstyle Hub, and that was a lot of fun. So I thought I would team this up with just another live stream here for you guys today at the same time. So, you know, trying to hit two birds with one stone here, so why not? Why not? Yeah, I should add Instagram next as well. I don't have so many devices here. Well, I do, but I don't want to be having to look at three different things at the same time. So, but maybe next time. I mean, yeah. Tico and Nala, my two dogs here, will not be joining me here today. They are at my girlfriend's place, so they are resting there. The thing is, they usually bark when I play. No, just kidding. They usually just sleep, and it's kind of depressing. I don't want people to sleep so much when I play music, so. All right, so I think I'm just gonna be playing some music. If you guys have any questions, any sort of requests for any songs, I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I've got my two guitars here. I'll be playing on this Cole Clark guitar here for the first few songs, and let's see where that goes. And I know the volume might be a little bit low on Facebook, but it's a good thing you have a volume button. That's always a great thing to tap into there. Oh, really? Is it? So it's funny. It's like on YouTube it's too loud, and then on Facebook it's too quiet. But you know, I'll do my best. I'll kind of keep my distance and see what can happen. right, that was Southern Magnolia. I'm sure some of you probably recognize that, and it's one of my very old songs that I still play today because why not? It's a love song, so hopefully you were able to cuddle someone or something as I played this piece. Maybe your guitar if you have it next to you, or maybe your teddy bear, whatever that might be. Just hopefully you've got it close by to cuddle it and nurture it as I play some songs for your soul. A big shout out to Lifelong Fan for contributing there, $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. This is, I think, a good chance as well for me to start talking a little bit more about these donations. I've got a link to a donation GoFundMe page where part of the contributions will be going to an animal rescue center in Zihuatanejo in Mexico, which is where I rescued one of my dogs, Nala. You may have seen her in some photos that I've posted. So a part of those contributions will be going over there. I just got an email from someone who did contribute some money to that, so I really appreciate that. They need a lot of money over there in Mexico, so it's just, I thought I would team this up together to bring you guys some music and also give back a little bit as well. In more than one way, not just playing music, but also, giving back to a greater cause, which are animals. So I'm just gonna kind of go through some of these comments and reply. I'll do my best to reply to as many as I can. If you are joining me here now, I'm just on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, so don't mind me if I'm looking at one screen. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just kind of browsing through to make sure that I don't miss any of these good questions here. Cool, glad you like Money Heist. Great show. That song, Bella Ciao, I just released was a lot of fun to make. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Awakening, you guys want to hear Awakening? That is such a tricky song. And it's such a far off song as far as the tuning goes. Let's see, if someone gives me a super chat, I might have to go into that tuning. No promises, but we might be able to work something out. So glad that you enjoyed El Cielo and Ziwa. Yeah, maybe I can talk more about modes a little bit later. Just want to play a little bit more music first. I want to get my fingers nice and warm and toasty before I kind of get into that stuff. Inspiration as an artist, that's a great question, which was asked here on YouTube by Tasha. And a lot of inspiration for me comes from a lot of different aspects of life. A big part of it is experience, life experience. I've fortunately or unfortunately, I've kind of been through a lot of my life, moved around a lot. By the time I was 18, I think I moved like 20 times, if not more than that. So a lot of those experiences contribute to a lot of the way that I share my music, the way that I break things down through music, because music really is like the gateway. It's the middleman between me, my emotions, and then the guitar kind of lets it out. Hopefully that's not too abstract. I mean, it's just a way for me to express myself and express the visual things that I have in my head. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it was. There's a saying here saying that it must have been an honor to play with Andrew York. Absolutely, a master at his craft, not only at guitar but so many other things. He's like a Renaissance man. So really inspirational to spend 2 months with him on tour. Really cool. All right. Let's see here. I can't play any cover songs. I'm not that good at cover songs. I can't play McKee, DeFore, Ross songs. Those are all legends in their own regards. So they're going to play their songs a lot better than I would ever give it justice. So probably best to go listen to their interpretation of their songs because they're great. They're great. Yeah, I'll probably play Vasat and Zaire a little bit later. So I'm basically just making a set list here with some of these requests. So that's funny. So there's something about talking about how meditation, breathing, and how we can kind of tap into this and make this a muscle memory on the guitar as well, if I understand correctly. There's definitely a right way to breathe as you're playing, and then there's a wrong way to breathe, and that's not really a topic that is discussed too often, I find. Whereas, like, if you're really tense, you're going to probably be breathing very heavily, or like clenching your teeth or something like that. So I find just really relaxing yourself. If you're clenching your teeth or like tensing your muscles, you're probably playing it too fast. It's as simple as that. You're probably looking for the outcome. Whereas you should be looking at the process. Whereas that's a lot more important, I feel, when you're starting out, is learning the process, getting into the mindset of that, and then from there taking it to that kind of next level of, like, are you still tense or are you okay? You know, so that's something that I would say. Klingerstrasse, yeah, I might have to play that one a little bit later. That's it's a really fun song. It's a little bit of a fun, like a kind of kid song, because it's dedicated to my childhood in Germany. Let's see here. Okay, so that was all the stuff on YouTube for now. I'm just gonna hop on over to Facebook, see what you guys have to say. I apologize if the sound is a little bit quiet on. I know some people are saying it's really crisp. Some people are saying it's not. I would just say turn up your volume. That's probably the best. Anyway, so I'm in standard tuning right now. I could do Cold Arrival, actually. You know, why don't I do that? Oh, just got another donation there. Thank you so much for whoever just donated for the cause, the greater cause of music and dogs. So I really appreciate that. So Cold Arrival, I can do that one. That's in standard tuning as well. If I can remember, let's see. A little bit of Cold Arrival for you, and that's a really fun song. Definitely, I think the first song that I wrote that was in this style of playing, which was the percussive style of playing the guitar. I'm surprised I made it through that piece, but thank you for suggesting it. And the song Cold Arrival was actually about me coming to Canada at first, because I was so angry. I was so angry that I was forced to leave America. You know, my family and I lived in America for 9 years, and then we just got deported. So we claimed refuge in Canada. And so you can imagine the sort of anger that could come out from an experience like that, because I speak like an American. We were all Americans, living like an American, paying taxes like Americans. But unfortunately, we got the boot, and the boot. What are you talking to boot? And then we eventually moved here to Canada and claimed refuge. And thankfully, Canada accepted us with open arms. And that was when Cold Revival was born, because I came from Texas, where it's hot as hell. And I went to Toronto, Canada, in the middle of winter, where it's cold as hell. So Cold Revival, that's about that. It's about arriving to a very cold place and not really feeling like that you belong there. I'm sure that's a relatable thing to many people, where there's a certain time in life when you don't feel like you belong. And you know that when that ever happens, I just go to the guitar. The guitar, you always belong where the guitar is. That's my motto for life. Someone's asking about the paintings. The paintings are my parents' paintings. This is my dad's painting. Also my dad's painting over here. Both of my parents are musicians and artists, so it's really cool to be around my art, my parents' artwork, because I grew up with these. I grew up with these in Germany, so it's just a wonderful thing that we brought it from Germany to America to Canada. Quite a journey, a wonderful journey at that. Yeah, so let's see. I do enjoy improvised jamming. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I don't know. But look, there's just so many things you could do with the whole. I wish I had my loop pedal kind of set up here, because then I could do some more jamming for you guys. But I guess right now I'm just more focused on the solo guitar stuff for you guys. So. Yeah, you want some 12-bar blues in the style of Maneli. I'm working on an arrangement of Scuttle Buttin. You know, Stevie Ray Vaughan, the great Stevie. Not quite finished with that arrangement, but maybe I can kind of get into that kind of playing, because it's a lot of fun. A little bit of Scuttle Buttin. Still working on that, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That's a little bit of a 12-bar blues. That is definitely. Here's a question: have I ever made mistakes playing live? I think I've made a dozen mistakes so far already. Which this is kind of like a live session, except for this is a lot more comfortable because I'm, at home here with my mug and got all my guitars here. I usually just travel with one guitar, so now I've got two guitars here ready to go. So. Yeah, I definitely make mistakes all the time. And proud of it, because it makes us human. No one's a robot, right? So, yeah, you feel free to drink anything you want right now. during my shredding, absolutely. Let me give you another shred. Hopefully your IPA will taste better after that. So if you are just joining us now, I know we've got a few new people here. I've got a Facebook stream and then I've got a YouTube stream here at the same time. Trying to coordinate everything, trying to coordinate the questions, the comments, as well as play guitar and drink something. So this is a multitask challenge of the century, I think. And I won't be able to get to everything, but I'll do my best. Here's a question: how do you practice a song? Practice part by part, or you play the whole song every time? Great question, great question. Typically when I practice it part by part. That's kind of my preferred way. Typically if I'm working on a part from like, say, Scuttle Buttin, the song that I just played, I would work on that lick first, just with a metronome. I would do that until I feel comfortable to increase the speed, and then from there I would kind of bring it up a little bit more. This just, you're maximizing your, I think, your efficiency, and efficiency is a huge thing for me. I like to be as efficient as possible when I'm practicing, and not wasting any time or energy doing things that maybe aren't as efficient. But of course you got to play what you love to play too. So at the same time, if you don't enjoy practicing, then don't do what I just said. You know, this is just my preferred way, and I've seen results with it, and with my students as well, with them doing it like that. But again, at the end of it, it just comes down to, as long as you're playing, as long as you're doing something and taking action, you know, what is a right way or wrong way to practice really is a subjective thing, because everyone has a different threshold for you know, sticking with one thing for a longer period of time. So definitely practice with a metronome. That's a must. I still practice with a metronome, no doubt. That's absolutely. There's no question about that. A little off story, yes. So, one more question and then I'll play another song here. I just got another email, little notification for the donations. Thank you so much to whoever just donated. The link is down below. If you are enjoying this and you feel like you want to contribute a little bit, feel free, no pressure at all. If anything, just enjoy the music. But if you like my music and you like dogs, the link down there is definitely for you. So here's a question. Do you use theory in your compositions when stumped? That's great. Yes, absolutely. I could come up with a song right now. I could try to write a piece of music right now. Say, for example, say I've got this progression and I don't really know where to go with it. The first thing that I would do is kind of find bass notes that would go over it, and I would use a little bit of theory with that. I would maybe start to go with like the lowest note that I could find, and I would find the scale that would work really well with that. That's kind of my approach. And then from here, say I've got this first one that sounds really good, and then from there I could maybe move a different note, a different finger to a different note, and already I've got a really nice voicing. Maybe not the easiest to play, but I am in standard tuning, and one of the ways to make standard tuning sound different is to do these big stretches and get tendonitis or carpal tunnel. That's the best way to do it. But it is a really fun approach, that when you are stumped, that you go to theory as a kind of not a last resort, but as an aid. You know, I could use it as a complement to just get to kind of your destination that you're looking to get to with the guitar. Theory also helps a lot with modulating. So if I'm playing this here, so you see I went through a few different modes just from that alone, and I was using a bit of theory to kind of know what chord arrangement, what note arrangement would work really well over that. I use that in a piece of mine called Synchro Destiny, which can lead me to play that for you guys now. And Synchro Destiny is a love song. It's a love song. So The first song that I played was also a love song, so there's a lot of love here, because we're all stuck at home, right? So what else are we gonna do? We're gonna just watch someone play guitar or or play guitar. So hope you guys enjoy this one. A little bit of Synchro Destiny, a little love song for you guys at home or wherever you might be. It's another song in standard tuning. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of sadness in love. There always is, right? I mean, love has a lot of different elements to it, and one of it is, of course, hurt. But yeah. So let's see here. So someone's asking about Southern Magnolia. I just played that in the beginning of this live, so you can maybe rewind back and check that part out. Yeah. So what dictates tuning in your songwriting? I have no idea. I have no idea. A lot of it just comes from trial and error. I'm a big trial and error kind of guy. I like to make as many mistakes as possible because the more mistakes you make, the more wisdom you get, right? It's as simple as that. It's not just with guitar, but with anything in life. And the more you fail, the more you learn. So a lot of it comes down to just trying something. With Synchro Destiny, I didn't feel that I needed to go into a different tuning for that one. That's why a lot of my songs now I feel like are either in standard tuning or in a double drop D tuning. It's always one or the other these days, but because I just feel like there's so much you can do. There's so much you can do with just those two tunings. And you can really make standard tuning sound like it's not in standard tuning, as I was saying earlier with, certain voicings. There's a lot of really interesting kind of voicings that you could do in standard tuning. That's a lot of fun. I just said I use standard tuning, so this is in standard tuning. So let's see what else I can play here. You guys probably know some of my songs. Are there any songs in standard tuning that you want to hear? I guess if you know any songs that are in that tuning. Sometimes I just forget what songs are in what tuning, but I've got a little bit of I need to go into my set list to see what I can play. Yeah, so you're gonna be that guy talking about your nails. It's okay, every live stream I do, there's always someone who asks about nail care for the right hand. And I am close to being doomed because everything's closed. So I just ordered some material to get my nails done, reinforced. So hopefully that's coming. But I use acrylic gel, which is basically a layer of gel. It's a powder. You put a brush in with a liquid solution into a powder, and then it sticks on with a UV light, with like a monomer or something like that. And so if you guys want to see here, I'll show you guys how fragile these guys are right now. So that's for you guys at YouTube, and this is for you guys in Facebook. So it's tough right now. It's really hard to kind of deal with these gels. But I ordered everything. So hopefully it'll get in in the next few days, because I do have another live stream coming up next week. So I just want to make sure that these are nice and clean and ready to go, and I don't break them. So that's another thing that I should be really aware of. Yeah, good one. Break of Dawn. That is in standard tuning. So maybe that's one I'll play here. Wow, you never broke a nail in 10 years. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing light, if you got a light touch, which I do actually have a light touch, but sometimes when I play like. When I play this kind of stuff, it makes it a little bit tricky. Makes it a bit tricky to kind of keep the reinforcement of these nails nice and strong. Lucid Drawl, you mean? Is it Lucid? Yeah, I've got a song, Lucid Drawl. Yeah, man. Long time, buddy. Yeah, Lucid Drawl. I haven't played that song in quite literally since I probably wrote it. So I definitely won't be going there. Not today. That's also in Dadgad, and I try to stay as far away from Dadgad these days. It's cool to see that you're going through Southern Magnolia, Templar 7832. I think I do remember, yes. Glad that you're still having some fun with that one. I'll definitely do Running Fox. It's not in standard, but not going to work. So you guys want to hear something from Ambient Sketchbook. I don't have my electric guitar plugged in right now, so that's not going to work too much. But speaking of that, I am working on potentially making another kind of Ambient Sketchbook Volume 2 CD at some point. So, yeah. Andy, yes, of course, I do remember now, yes. I'm gonna play Break of Dawn. Break of Dawn. That's in standard tuning. A little bit of Break of Dawn for you. And that's a song that I wrote very, very late one day when my roommate and I, back at the time, were just staying up all night playing guitar. And I remember seeing that first snowflake just coming down here in Toronto, Canada. And it was just like, wow, everything just felt like it was in slow motion, probably because of the drugs. But no, but probably because I was sleep deprived, and everything just kind of went in slow motion, and it really was so inspiring that this melody came out. A very simple melody, and those things usually come out when you're, late at night. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to kind of tap into that mindset as I was kind of going into that song. Someone's asking about Leo Brouwer. To be honest, I have not heard too much of his music. I know he's like wonderful guitarist and composer, but to be honest, I've never really heard his music or studied his music. But I might have to, since you mentioned that there's a lot of patterns that remind you of him. Yeah, I haven't really kind of dived into his playing too much. So you guys, someone wants to hear a 9/8 rhythm. The only 9/8 rhythm that I have is a picking pattern from Vasat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the only pattern that I have. And when you do that, that's the only 9/8 rhythm that I have memorized right now anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to go to my new guitar, not my new guitar, but my other guitar. See what we can do with this guy. So if you are just joining us here, I did want to mention that if you are into guitar music and into dogs or animal rescue and stuff like that, I do have a link below this that's a donation, a GoFundMe page that I'm trying to set up to help some dogs in need, as well as myself, of course. I'm trying to kind of combine those two things together. I thought I'd play some music for you guys, and I did just see a couple of new notifications, so thank you to whoever just donated. There was 2 of you. Thank you so much, really appreciate that. So if you are into that sort of thing, feel free to hit that link. No pressure, of course, but if you feel like you want to contribute a little bit to this, it's greatly appreciated. So, am I able to make a living from your music full time? Or do I have a regular job as well? What a great question, and something that I think a lot of people are worried about with a lot of musicians right now. I do make a living off of music primarily, or music-related things. It could be performing, it could be teaching, it could be through royalties as well. So I think those 3 elements are one aspect of how I make part of my income from music. There's also ads on videos, like this video on YouTube. It doesn't have ads right now, but I think after it gets uploaded, it will place ads throughout it as well. That's one way of getting paid. So you guys watching YouTube videos is an indirect way that you're contributing to me as well. Obviously, the donation link that's down below, that's another way to do it. But those are kind of some of my influences. And I'm actually going to be making a video about this. I know a lot of people always ask me, like, how do you make a living off of music? A lot of aspiring musicians are always curious about that. So I'll be making a video kind of going into depth about how I do it and what I do. What are some of the things? I try to have as many revenue streams as possible, even though they might be little, but collectively they make the large sum, I guess, of everything collectively together. That's kind of my approach, you know? So, okay. I am in drop D, drop dizzle. So I have the Tonewood amp, but I don't really use it too much. If anything, I just prefer to use my Strymon pedals. They're a lot more versatile than the Tonewood amp, but obviously if you're just playing acoustic at home and you don't have those pedals, the Tonewood amp is a great substitute for that. I just don't have it set up right now because a lot of the times I used to stand up, and when I used to stand up, you know, it was a lot of weight. It added extra more weight to it, so I didn't want to kind of jeopardize more of my shoulders and my health to put more pressure on that. So Canada does have a lot of fingerstyle guitar players, yeah, and it's weird. There's so many of us now, and I guess, I mean, I came from America before coming here, so in 2003 I was in the States, but I didn't really get into fingerstyle until I came to Canada, and I discovered Don Ross, and you know, if you guys know Don Ross, he uses a thumb pick. So I saw him use the thumb pick, and I was like, I have to use that. So much. So it's one of those things that I just adapted that into my own playing now. And it's something that I'm so glad I did, because it still enables me to play my shred stuff, the Al Di Meola fast picking stuff, which is a lot of fun to do. So that's really cool. Thank you. Some nice comments here. Thank you so much. I don't have a Patreon page yet, but I will be doing one, actually. I'm thinking about doing it. A lot of people have been asking me of ways to support me during this crazy time, so and it's really wonderful to see so much outreach from a lot of you guys, and for helping out or wanting to help out in any way that you guys can. So I'll be doing a Patreon page pretty soon, I think. It's only the next logical step, I think, where I'll be doing more live streams like this specific for the Patreon groups. But also talking more in depth about very specific needs that you guys have as fans. So, but yeah, stay tuned for that. So anyone who made a donation so far, if you want to give me a request, I will do my best, because I want to give you guys a priority. So if you made a donation and you're not too shy, there's a few of you already out there, I know. So if you want to make a request, now is your chance. Jerry, On the Run. Oh man. You won't, if I'm going to play On the Run, you're going to have to kind of hear me relearn the piece. I don't know if you want to do that. You guys want to see me relearn a piece right now live? Okay, I'll start with something. Okay, thank you. Thank you for being so open. Why don't I play this? I'm going to play Us Against Them. Now, this song, Us Against Them, is not really a song I play too much anymore because it has there's a lot of deep meaning in this piece. And just to give you the kind of the background, some of you know that I used to live in America, and I was there for 9 years. And then when we got deported from America to claim refuge in Canada, I really went to the guitar, and all I could bring with me to Canada at this time was an acoustic guitar in my left hand and a sketchbook on my right hand. I was really into drawing at the time. So if it wasn't for art and music that I brought with me to Canada, I honestly would not be alive today. I know it's a little bit dark, but art and music really has saved my life. It has saved my life so much that I need to share these stories with you to just reinforce how powerful music has been in my life. It really has been my saving grace. And so Us Against Them is the story of us, which was my family, against them, the government at the time, who decided to kick us out. But no hard feelings for any Americans watching today. I still consider myself part American, to be honest. A lot of my culture is still American, so absolutely no problem at all. It was a very difficult time at the time, of course, and a lot of anger was there and a lot of negative emotions, but I took those emotions and I put it into this piece called Us Against Them. And I want to dedicate it to all of us here today, us who are here today watching and enjoying some music, against them, the people who are not here, who are missing out. So this is Us Against Them. So that was Us Against Them. Us Against Them from the L'Hommage Movement CD, which came out in 2012 or so. That one definitely gets to my hand a little bit, especially on this guitar. This Taylor guitar is a little bit difficult to play compared to my Cole Clark. It requires a little bit more stamina. So, but a lot of fun to play nonetheless. That song was kind of the introduction, as far as one of the introductions for me to kind of play more of a composed through piece, meaning where there's a repetition, but the repetition kind of comes in different variation and different motifs and things like that. So before I log off, again, I just want to thank you for sticking around here. And if you did like some of the stuff that I played and want to support and want to help out, I do have that link down there, which is a donation link, a GoFundMe page, which is to a cause to not only help me out as a musician, but also dogs in Zihuatanejo in Mexico. It's an animal rescue center that I had the pleasure to work with because I rescued one of the dogs there in Zihuatanejo, Mexico when I was there a couple of years ago. We took the dog, brought her back home to Canada. She was so scared because it was snowing at the time, from really hot weather to really cold weather. But we adopted her, and I want to give back a little bit for that. So if you are into dogs or animals and want to support in any way, and into my music as well, so feel free to click that donation link if you would like to contribute. I greatly appreciate that. Now, it's just about an hour. I got 57 minutes in right now, so I don't know if they're going to log me out. I don't really know if YouTube has like a 1 hour threshold or Facebook has a 1 hour threshold or not. But let's see. Maybe I can play one more. If I do happen to be logged off automatically, thank you for sticking around. For those of you who did stick around this whole hour, thank you guys so much. Maybe I can play one more song here. Hey Kay, what's the first song you learned played on the guitar? The first song I learned was this, I think. Basically, I came up with my own song. The first day that I got the guitar from my dad, who bought me a guitar, I just started to write my own pieces. So the first song that I ever learned was just an improvisation, to be honest. That's just how it kind of unfolded. So that's why I really don't play too many covers these days. So yeah. Okay, I don't know if I can play Awakening right now because it's I need to practice that one. I'll tell you what, I'll practice that one for next time. Next stream that I do. Reunion. Can't do that one right now either. I'm in a double drop D. I just want to maximize the time here and play. Why don't I play one last song here, which is the song called Home. It's a new song. You might have heard it if you did log into these live streams recently. But it's about the idea of what home really means to us. I mean, a lot of us have this idea of home and we think, you know, it's a physical place. It's the comfort of our place, of our zone. But I think it's a much deeper thing. And I think home really is a place where you can be yourself, where you can make mistakes and not be judged in any sort of way. And for me, that place of home is when I come to the guitar. And even though I'm here playing for you, kind of sharing some of these stories, but a lot of it is just, it makes me feel home. And plus, I'm in my physical home too, so it's like a twofer. It's a double entendre, I guess, double meaning for me. So it's really powerful when you think about this idea of home. So as I play this piece here, I just want you to think about what that idea of home might mean for you, whatever that might be. And think about that as I play this piece here. All right, thanks so much. That was called Home. It's a brand new song. It'll be released sometime next year. I did finish the recording, and I'm sure we'll have that. Can't wait to have that released because it's just a song that I've been dying to get out, but I've got some other songs I'm trying to release first. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed this for this last little hour or so and a bit. I had a great time playing some music for you guys, sharing some stories, good questions from all of you, and thank you for all the encouraging comments from both YouTube down here and Facebook up here. So I'll probably do more of these, probably in the next week, maybe next week sometime during the week. Hopefully you guys are all okay. Stay safe, stay happy. You know, I think those are all things that we're trying to do right now as humankind. And be productive, you know, do stuff that will make you happy. That's all I can say. And if you did enjoy the performance and you want to support a little bit, I do have that donation link down there. So feel free to check that out if you are looking to support. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day. Until next time. Peace.